is up, Rocket Nation? Happy Sunday. Hopefully you guys are having the best damn Sunday ever in the history of Sundays that have ever Sundayed on a Sunday. It is Sunday, isn't it? Let me look. It is Sunday. Congratulations, everybody. You made it to Sunday. Also, I'm sorry. Tomorrow your week starts all over again. I'm starting my new schedule this week. So my first day back to work is going to be Tuesday. So it feels real weird that I had a Saturday off and now a Sunday. And I'm in the middle of my weekend now, where normally this is like the beginning of my weekend. So, yeah, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. But, yeah, I'm literally just waking up. I woke up 10 minutes ago. Murgo says, I woke up at 9 a.m. I went to go and pee and then went back to bed and woke up at 1 p.m. This is something, I don't know. Maybe it's because of, well, first off, there's the time change thing. So by the time I'm done with stream, it's literally dark outside. 6 p.m. at night here in Michigan, it's dark. 6 p.m. That's it. Thanks a lot, people who change the time forwards and backwards all the time. Appreciate you. But so that sucks like real bad. And then I don't know, maybe it's like the it being colder or something like that. But I've been like, I'll wake up for maybe 10 minutes in the morning and then I'll go back to sleep. And then it's like that 10 minutes of me being woken up like contributes to now I'm having trouble waking up on time, if that makes sense. Like I normally 1 o'clock should be my time too. I don't even remember telling the lady in the box to shut up. Like when I wake up, normally, you know, it'll be what, you know, normally I wake up at 1 and it'll go off and I'll tell her, you know what, Alexa, stop. That's not her name. We all know that's not her name, but Alexa, I'll tell her, Alexa, stop. And then, she'll shut up. I don't even remember saying that. It's almost like the alarm doesn't go off is what it feels like now. Boogie, what is up, man? How are you? Good to see you today. It's good to see everybody in chat. Gunnisher, I know you're here early as well, my friend. Good to see you as well. Goobin, thank you for doing all the checks and balances to make sure that we can safely launch into low Earth orbit every single day. You're wonderful. Good to see you, buddy. It is dark here at 4 p.m. the last 2 days. It's foggy as fuck right now. Really? Dude, I don't like it when it gets dark that early in the day. Why do we got to do the time adjustment thing? If we didn't, wait. Are we in daylight savings time now? And that's what causes it to get dark at 6? Or would it normally not get light until like 8 or 9 in the morning? And then, because I don't give a shit about them little bastards at the bus. I'll tell you that. They can sit there in the dark while I sleep. And then I can have an extra hour in the end of the day, if that's the case. It's natural time now. The summertime is actually artificial. Really? Really? We are in daylight savings time. Now I can't even get you guys to agree on anything. All right? You guys can't agree on shit. Now I feel like I got to do a Google search now. I was up pretty late last night, though. I'm not going to lie. I played a little bit of Diablo 4 with Captain Smalls last night. Well, really, I didn't really play. So after the stream was done, Goob says I yield. I yield. This is probably me being wrong. I'm saving some time in the daylight, says Boogie. What? I never see the daylight anymore. Boogie, you probably don't either, right? Like you barely see the daytime. You get to go and pick the kids up for an hour and then you have dinner or breakfast for you. And then bam, it's nighttime already, right? Because Boogie's as well. He's a third shifter like me. Like I, Boogie and I are third shifters, huh? But I played a little bit last night. As soon as we got off stream, I couldn't stop thinking about our build last night because I wanna build sort of creatively with this game. And like I don't want to look at a build guide or something like that. I don't want to watch a video and then just sort of copy what they're doing. And even though I did do that with our Paragon board, because the Paragon board was just so much there that I didn't want to take so much time out of a streaming to actually sit there and read every single little note. I mean, we have 217 points now to spend across our Paragon board. I didn't want to actually sit there on stream and read every node and sort of figure out how all that worked. So I did sort of copy a Paragon board, But last night after stream was done, I kept thinking about it, and I just had it in my back of my mind. I'm like, man, how can we get this? How can I get this build to sort of how can I get it moving? How can I change up what we're doing? And then I said, damn it, man, I'm just gonna eat a little bit of food, and I'm just gonna come right back down and go back to work. And I jumped on, and I went and farmed some gear on my other character. Because I more or less was looking for, theoretically, would this build work? Because I don't want to waste time on stream if it doesn't. And so I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go and see if this build will work. I found gear. I upgraded gear. I masterworked gear. I did all the things that you do to gear. And essentially, what we're doing now, what we're going to be doing over the next few days, sort of the end game stuff, I essentially did that in about an hour and a half last night. I got really lucky. I got some gear that would work for me, and it was extremely lucky, actually, because I literally had a new piece of gear in every slot that I was able to use then. And then I jumped in. I did all the things. I cranked up to World Tier 3, and I got fucking shit on, is what happened. I can theoretically say, I can physically say that the build that we're starting our way down right now is absolute fucking trash. Okay, it does not. It is not good, and is probably not the way to go. Is all I can say. So we're kind of gonna be. I think we're gonna have to go back to the build, our original build. But this also allowed me to. It got me focused on how and why damages are happening, and I kind of figured some things out, I think, last night. I think my original thought was the build that we're going down now, or that we originally started with. I don't know if you guys remember, it had to do with stun grenades and everything to do with stun grenades and stuff like that. And I was building stun grenade damage, and I thought that maybe there was a bug happening. That's what my thought was, is that somehow this was probably a bug that was causing this to happen, where suddenly we start using stun grenades, and all of a sudden our damage goes up through the roof, and we're shitting on everything. And I was like, okay, I don't see how this is actually working for our build. So I'm actually going to fire the game up right now. And I think I have it all figured out, to be honest. I think it's an intended interaction, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm actually firing the game up right now. Kind gentlemen, what is up? How are you today, buddy? How's your Saturday? How goes it? Good to see ya. Launcher launched. Now I can play game. So yeah, I think I figured out some things. Also, math-wise, I think I figured out some things as well. Not through any of my own hard work, but by someone else's hard work. And I'm going to drop, I don't know how many of you guys are out here playing right now. That is really loud. I don't know how many of you guys are out here playing right now alongside of me, but I feel like this is going to be an extremely good video for education-wise for anybody. So I'm going to share this in the stream, in the chat. Hold on. Un momento, por favoros. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, this video right here. This is by Macro Boy Boy. Macro Boy Boy made an absolutely amazing video. Here is a link to it. This explains how damages are calculated in the game. This explains how damages are calculated within the game. I had already sort of figured that, because I don't know if you guys remember yesterday, we were talking about, I wonder what is better to have. Should I go down the road of vulnerable damage, or should I go down the road of doing crit damage? And essentially, the way that the game works, this is the way I remember it working when it first started. When it first started, I remember there being, and it wasn't just this game, a lot of games do it like this. There are certain damages would always fall into a bucket of damage, and then those buckets are multiplicative with each other, and you always want multiplicative damage, and he explains this in the video as well. for anybody that ends up watching it. But essentially now in Diablo, they did away with damage buckets, and essentially every sort of damage falls into the same bucket, and all those things are additive with each other. So whether you're talking damage, vulnerable damage, crit damage, overpower damage, all of these damages while close to enemies, damage, all these damages fall into the same bucket, and they're all additive with each other. And that makes a huge difference, because now it's not like I have to worry about, okay, I have 1,000 crit damage, I should probably start moving into a different bucket so that I can get as much as I can in vulnerable damage, so that those two multiplicative things sort of increase your damage as a whole. So I figured that out yesterday, only through his video, which was nice. I appreciate him, but I kind of already had a feeling. It was nice to have some confirmation through him. But an absolutely awesome video. A really, really good video. I highly suggest anybody that is playing the game checks out that. Absolutely great video by him. I've already liked it, and I suggest you guys do as well, because I think that video deserves some attention. But we're gonna jump in here right now. Let's go full screen. No. Okay, so where are we at? Where are we even at? All right, T. Let's T. Looks like we're going back to Crusader right now. Crusader? Crusader? Crusader. All right, so here's what I believe is now happening. So when we went down the route of essentially building out our character, I think we actually still have the gear on us, don't we? Yeah. We had, trying to think, where's all our gear that had our stuff on it? Hopefully we still have it. Otherwise, we're gonna have to go refarm it all up again. Is this it? Is this the stuff? This is it. All right. So this right here, bingo. We were using things like this that said damaging an enemy has a 20% chance to not that one. Sorry. God damn it. That's not the one. Nope, that's not the one. Right here, this. We were using things that said things like this. When you spend 75 of your energy, you release a cluster of exploding stun grenades that deal 538 damage, total physical damage, and stun enemies for 1 second. And then it says your stun grenades deal 39% more damage. At which point I'm like, dude, why the hell is this increasing our damage? I have no idea. It doesn't make a damn bit of sense to me. Like 538 damage is nothing when our weapon is doing 286 by itself. So it does what? Twice as much damage as one hit? So why is this increasing our damage? It's not the stun grenades that are hitting, I do believe. I think it's the stun grenade damage increase is getting applied to our spin to win is what is happening. And this dawned on me when I was actually going through here and kind of changing. I was changing around the build. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll switch over to countering conceal. Or no, I'm sorry, not right here. Where's our, yeah. I was thinking maybe I'll switch over to disciplined dance of knives so that they pierce through enemies. And then maybe that pierced knife that gets sent out will go through one enemy, split off into 6, hit another enemy, split off into 6. That was my thought process. Well, then I stopped to read this, and it says, when you stop channeling Dance of Knives, you drop up to 12 stun grenades, each dealing 940 damage. The channel duration determines how many we drop. And then it dawned on me, it's dropping stun grenades. I wonder if it's treating, essentially turning this damage into a stun grenade damage. So that anytime we're channeling, essentially we're getting the bonus from that 39% damage. So then I tested it out last night a little bit by putting on a piece of gear and then taking it off and then watching the damage numbers, how they change. And in fact, I do believe this is what's happening. I don't know if that's intended, but I would feel like it's got to be intended, because why else would, like, I would understand why the 12 grenades that would drop would take the damage of that. But I don't understand why the blade spinning would. But either way, I think that's what's going on. So I think and then just realizing that kind of made me say, you know what? I kind of want to go back to this build and just build into it more, because I know there was a couple of things that we didn't take that could increase our the stun grenade damage. So obviously we did switch out a lot of gear switched up, but we do have that still has the stun grenades, right? No, that's the frostbitten one. The legs, was that a stun grenade one? Nope, that was for doing increased damage to dazed enemies. Increased crowd control. No, that's not the one. Did we delete all of our gear? We may have to go get more gear, to be honest. We might be in that spot. Or just switch these up, because essentially all we did was we took what was already on our stuff, right, and switched it out. I think that's kind of what we did. Yeah, I think that's what we're probably going to end up doing. We're probably going to end up switching out a lot of our gear here. I really like Fists of Fate. I think we're going to keep this in for sure. Soul Brand we might lose. Then again, I might keep it for right now too. Call of the Nameless, this thing's fucking goated. I love this thing because of the increase to unstable elixirs. So I think we still keep Frostbitten because that's a damage boost to anything that's frozen. So that's definitely a keeper. So I think shit. I mean, we have new gear, but I don't know if it's worth switching out what we're already doing, what we already have. I mean, we would have to roll on the total armor, the chance to stun. We all know already how crazy that can get trying to roll everything on. So I'm not sure that like needs to be re-rolled. Stolen Vigor, we probably definitely want on the necklace, right? Because Stolen Vigor gets a 50% bonus if it's on a necklace. An amulet gives you a 50% bonus. As you see, it's on a ring right here, and it's 44%. When it's on a necklace, it's 66%. So an extra 50% bonus. So yeah, definitely, I guess the necklaces or the rings. When you enter or break stealth, so this still has the 39% stun grenade damage on it. This is for our star shards, right? So we definitely want that to stay. So it's a good thing we didn't replace all of our stuff, is all I can say. This one we definitely want to replace now. That sword definitely has to go. So let's head over to the person that does all of that stuff. That's what I was saying, occultist. That's what I was going to say. So this one we definitely want to change. So question mark is, let's just put stun. What do we want in this spot? We had that on before, didn't we? Yeah, oh, look, yeah, we got, this one I must have upgraded at some point too, because that now says 40%. I believe our max was 39% at one time, so there's like an extra. Artful Initiative might be the one. Retribution, you deal 29% increased damage to stunned or knocked down enemies. Stun grenades go off, they stun, we spread it around. That's another thing we got to decide. Do we have place for, what is it, the shared misery? Do we have room for the shared misery in our build? I really like shared misery. I love this skill right here. It says when you hit a crowd controlled enemy, there's up to a 49% chance that the crowd control effect for it to spread. I absolutely love that one. I think that one's so good. I'm kind of at a point where I don't know. Like I there's so many things going through my mind right now as far as our build goes that I don't know where to even start kind of deal. So surprise, we definitely want the aspect of surprise, right? Because that's a 38% increase to stun grenade damage. Anything that basically gives us opportunist we already have right here, right? Yeah. That is 9. Wait, we don't care about the 927. 39%. That's 39%. So that is already maxed. Trickster, we definitely want too, is right. We want that for show. For show. Where can Trickster go? See, here's the thing too. One thing I wish with this game was that no matter what legendary aspect you wanted, that you could put it on any piece of gear. Because now you almost do this dance where you, okay, Nike, I know I want Artful Initiative for sure then, right? We know that we probably want Retribution maybe, but we definitely want Surprise. So there's 2. 100% want Opportunist. There's 3. We already have it, I know, but there's 3. And then Trickster's 4. So now what pieces can take all of those? I guess that would be an offensive, right? So anything that would take an offensive. So here's what we can do. We can just put that there, remove this, and everything stays highlighted. So, all right. So, let's say the Artful Initiative, it can go on any one of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. All right. So I guess that helps. That helps. That definitely helps. I don't want to really give up on Synergy, to be honest. I don't. I like Synergy. I think Synergy is amazing. I don't want to give that up. Stolen Vigor's another one. I don't really want to give that one up because we have momentum active like all the time. I don't know. It's got to go. It has to go either. I mean, this has to stay. We already have Opportunists there. So, Conceited. You know what? We'll get rid of the Icy Alchemist. We don't need the Icy Alchemist anymore because we're not using that for its explosions. So, see, my whole thought was that the explosion was causing the damage, and that sort of pushed me in the direction of using the Icy Alchemist yesterday. So, I mean, that one can definitely be replaced. So, bam, we can go there. And then we don't even have to change out, find a new sword, anything like that. Conceited. I think we can probably do away with that, right? And then we can probably put Trickster there. Or what gives us the most increase to stun grenade damage? That's 38. We already have that, and that's 37. So, I think 38 there. That one. So that's Surprise. All right. So we have Surprise, Artful Initiative, we have Star Shards, we have Opportunist, Stolen Vigor, and Synergy. Like, that's like the big 6 right there, right? It's kind of the big 6. I want Shared Misery, but we may have to end up getting rid of... No way. No way. Did I just see something? Dude, how long have I been playing this game and haven't noticed this until literally the moment that I'm started talking right now? It just dawned on me. On the card here, on this card, it says you deal 24x. Is that means it's multiplicative? Oh my goodness, I'm an idiot. And then look at, if we're looking at like poison resistance plus poison resistance, that would mean it's additive. Where is there like crit damage? Plus 45% crit damage. That would mean it's additive, right? Okay. You deal 38% increase. Your stun grenades deal 38% increased damage. 40%. That doesn't say an X or a plus though. But I just noticed the X signifying that that's a multiplier, right? Like that just dawned on me because I'm dumb. Okay, well, there you go. So that would be another multiplicative kind of damage, right? That would not drop into the additive bucket that we were talking about, like crit damage and all that stuff. Okay. Maybe we get rid of this chest piece, the Soul Brand. I liked it because of the barrier. I thought the barrier on it was really dope. Maybe we get rid of that. Is this the old one we had? Exploiters. You have a 20% increased crowd control duration. While enemies are unstoppable, you deal 39x. Multiplicative increased damage to them. So that would be another multiplicative one, right? That wouldn't drop into, because it says the X is my assumption. There's so many things that I want to know. I wish I could talk to a developer about this game. Okay, so dexterity, max life, fire resistance. I wonder if this could actually be really good if it's a multiplicative. We don't get the barrier though, which I think the barrier was helping us quite a bit yesterday, but that's the only chess piece we have. Whoops. I didn't want to put it in there. I wanted to put it on my body. On my body. We'll put those up or there. Up there. I think I definitely want to keep the Fist of Fate because last night I tested the build and I was running it with Fist of Fate, without Fist of Fate, and it just killed better with Fist of Fate. Is all I can say. That was it. That's what it comes down to. It just killed better with Fist of Fate. So, and I tried it several different times where I was just, you know, running through the Helltide area, and I tried to like stop the spinning to see if maybe it was snapshotting a different percentage or increase of damage each time that I started the spin, and I couldn't tell if it did or not. Sometimes it felt like it did, other times it felt like it didn't. So, but either way, no matter what, it still performed better than having just a regular piece of arms on. So I think that definitely is on. And then this one was imprinted. Deal 20x damage to dazed enemies. All right, damaging an enemy has a 20% chance to daze them for 2 seconds. And then that's a multiplier as well then, right? What do we have on our legs? Oh yeah, we have shared misery on our legs. All right, so we put those on. These become trash, right? This goes to the garbage. We also have Dance of Knives on here too, which that's massive. I mean, getting 3 into that's gonna so essentially the way that the damage works is you have your base damage of your weapon. You're not looking at your damage per second, you're looking at your damage per hit. 286 damage per hit. That number, it's actually anywhere from 190 to 286. So you take the average of that, whatever that average may be, add them both together, divide them by 2. That's how you end up with it. Then you have your average of your damage per hit. And then the very next thing that's added, that's multiplied by that, and this is how you get basically your base damage, is your skill damage. So I don't know, is skill damage actually in here? Is it Bueller? It is right there. It's based on your main stat. Now your main stat is different for each person. I do believe strength is for barbarians, intelligence is for necromancers, willpower is for sorcerers, and then dexterity is for rogues. And I'm not sure what it is for Spiritborns yet. I haven't even really looked into the Spiritborn at all. But Spiritborn is, rogue is dexterity. So the more dexterity we have, the more that initial increase to skill damage is. So you multiply whatever the average of your weapon's damage per hit. So add the 2 together, divide it by 2, or add the 2 together, then divide it by 2, right? Yeah. And then after that, you would multiply that number by 198.3. So Echo, what is the average of 190 and 286? Echo, stop. Echo, stop. I should have never asked her. I'm an idiot. Let's look up just a calculator. Calculator, thank you. Let's get the calculator out here. I can't believe I'm doing this. I just turned into a Diablo nerd. Welcome, everybody, to my Diablo nerd stream. What is it? The hell was the damage? That damages? Here, let me put this off on the other screen. 190 to 286. All right, 190 plus 286 divided by 2 equals 238 is the average. 238 times, right here. 238 times 198.3, but do you have to turn that into an... Wonder if you got to turn that in. Hold on. It would be times 1.983. That's what you have to do it. Times 1.983 equals. So our actual damage is 471 is our actual damage, right? I think that's how it's done. Because it would have to be turned into an integer. A multiplier, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think. So then at least we have our base damage there and we can kind of figure out where to go from there and what gets added into that and all that stuff. So good to know. All right, so increasing the dexterity is definitely a important thing to do. We definitely want to raise up their dexterity anywhere that we can. So honestly, if we get any masterworked items, we kind of want them to be masterworked with dexterity faux show. I'm sorry, not masterwork, ancestral. We get any ancestral, we would like that bonus or that star that shows up next to, on this one, it's cold resistance. We would want that star to show up on dexterity. So right away, we can kind of figure out what things we keep and what things we don't keep right then and there, right? Like that kind of makes it easy. Bam.